Hi, I'm Joe Frantz. Under Bam Margera's direction, I served as producer and director of photography for the CKY music video A#1 Roller Rager. Although the video depicted a maiming futuristic sport, it was produced to convey an early 1980s production aesthetic, yielding a unique look and feel. This is an interview that I conducted with CKY's frontman, singer, and lead guitarist Deron Miller about the making of the video and the Carver City album. Enjoy. Okay, I have Deron Miller on the line here of the band CKY. Hello.
Hello.
Carver City, it's a concept album. A lot of its influence comes from your childhood, spent on like summer vacations and the angst of preparing for school. Could you go into that a little bit?
Well, all that stuff, all that angst, like the excitement of getting out of school for the summer and then the anxiousness of going back to school, it's feelings that we no longer have because we're adults. You know, certain times of the year make us feel that way, you know. I remember, like, one of the worst things in the world was going to Kmart and seeing, like, back-to-school sale signs. It was, like, the worst feeling in the world. And I still remember that feeling, even though I don't have to deal with it anymore. And being afraid of everything and having people tell you that, you know, you have to be prepared for this, you have to graduate college, all that stuff, all those feelings of anxiety that kids have. That kind of feeling is something that stays with you because it has a lot to do with your growing process and your learning experiences. We wanted to make music that kind of took on that vibe of like being able to remember certain feelings. We wanted to kind of grasp that because I don't think adults experience it that much anymore. So basically we just took some good vibes and some bad vibes and mixed them together and tried for us to grasp that emotional level that we had when we were kids, and the music comes out in that.
Now, being a father and reflecting on those childhood experiences, do you think that will affect how you function with your own family?
You mean seeing those feelings come out through my kids? Yeah, definitely. I think that every kid goes through that. And being a parent is cool because in a way you do kind of get to revisit the past and live vicariously through your kids and seeing that they have the same experiences and questions that you had. But I mean, it's only vicariously. You can't really ever experience it again for yourself, but at least you're there to help them with it or to have fun with them when they're doing that, you know. Looking
at the Carver City album, there's a predominant presence of rats. There's like a rat theme. What were the inspirations that went into that? What does it all mean?
When the music for the song Rats in the Infirmary was done and we didn't have any lyrics, just for some reason we were thinking it had something to do with rats in a hospital. And I don't know why, dude. Being in the studio every day for 15 hours a day, some of the shit just comes to you. So we were figuring, let's write it about rats in a hospital or something like that. And we just changed it to Rats in the Infirmary, and then had the idea to do the rats part. And we got a couple of us in the studio and just sang that part. I don't know, I just see people as being rats, I guess.
I guess you kind of felt like a rat all cooped up in the studio for a while, maybe, too.
Possibly. A lot of subconscious stuff on this record.
When you first saw the A1 Roller Rager video and you saw, you know, we had actually introed and prefaced the whole concept with the rats, what was going through your mind when you actually saw what we did for the first time?
I like to watch anything that has to do with the band that I don't know what's going on already. I like to be surprised by certain things that happen with the band, whether it be a new design for the MySpace that I didn't know anything about, or obviously with like the record cover, we went through that step by step, so there was no surprises. But like when you guys put together the video and you put an intro to it that we weren't aware of, or at least I wasn't aware of, it was interesting to see what intro our video was going to take on, you know, without having any idea what it was going to be like. So it was good. I liked it. I like being surprised by certain things that I haven't been there for that have to do with this band.
To me, it was kind of like a visual Rorschach test in that we didn't exactly spell out exactly what was going on. There was no orator which told the audience what was happening in A1's life. I think that makes people watch the intro again and again.
I do too. I don't think anything should be so far into your face like that. When people that complain that say, oh, this isn't clear what's going on here, no video on MTV has ever been clear what's going on. You know, there's plenty of videos that are, I don't know, what's the word, well, you'll never be able to understand what it is. What's that word?
Ambiguous?
It's the excuse that all art gets, which means that it's possible that it means something. I don't think that things should be too far in your face. It's definitely easy to figure out what's up with that video once you watch the video. Can you figure out first time you watch it and you haven't seen the video yet and you're watching this intro? No. But I don't understand why Michael Jackson turns into a werewolf either, so what difference does it matter? It doesn't mean anything.
What was your favorite part about making the A1 Roller Rager video?
And my favorite part about it, I guess, was watching the samples of what band footage was, but I also like to stick around and just watch the footage, the Roller Ragers go around and do their thing. I like how it turned out. I like the special effects. And I just like being there and watching the roller skaters because I haven't seen people roller skate in probably 17 years.
Summing up the concept of A1 Roller Rager, how did you draw your inspiration from that, and what is the song about?
When I lived in Marlton, New Jersey, I have a lot of memories of going to the Marlton skating rink, which a lot of kids had their birthday parties there, and it was a really dangerous place, and it wasn't really suitable for kids, but we all had our birthday parties there. And people would get really rough. I mean, it was mostly adults. They would have, like, adult skate sessions, and then they would let the kids on there. And then when they would let everybody on there, it just seemed like it got way out of control, and there was a lot of, like, older kids on there that were just trying to hurt the younger kids. And they would always play, like, really good 80s music, like, not, like, really crappy 80s music, like Prince or anything like that. It was, like, the good songs, like Men at Work, Down Under. They would play like Tears for Fears, Shout, and like dark songs like that. And they would shut the lights out, and they would have all these really cool light shows going on. And I remember there was a Kiss pinball machine and really bad snacks, like a really bad snack bar, like with really disgusting hot dogs, and really dark memories. But it was always fun, and everybody would just go around in this big circle and just fall and get hurt, and someone was getting hurt like every 10 seconds. So with this Carver City record taking place in the 80s, of course, like that's one of my memories is going to the Marlton skating rink and hearing these great songs. And when we were doing A number 1 Roller Rager, the music sounded like it should be played there. So then the idea that maybe the song should be about some kind of roller skating competition, like a really violent one, you know, where there's this competition in Carver City with this roller rink. You know, it's like one of the only things they have to do there, where it's just these people going around just trying to destroy each other. And, you know, that's how it came about, pretty much.
Awesome.
It's all based off of feelings and nostalgia and memories for me.
Is Gicasso how you pictured the A1 Roller Rager?
Yeah. Yes, actually, I did picture it like that. Yeah, it turned out pretty close to what I expected. Obviously, you can't have the straight razors and the blood and everything, but, I mean, that's the video that, you know, that I imagined, but obviously upon further thought, I wouldn't have been such a great idea, because where the hell would you see something like that? But the way it turned out is probably the closest that it came to the real roller derbying. Obviously, in Marlton, it wasn't that bad, but I think that some of the shots that we got for the video were pretty brutal, so it turned out really good.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we kind of replaced the violence with the green screen kind of gag violence.
I think it's more entertaining that way. I think it's more subtle. I don't think it needs to be what I would have wanted it to be, totally, you know, R-rated with guts coming out and blood, and, you know, it doesn't need to be like that. I think it suits it better for it to be what it is.
All right, Deron, thank you so much. I'll let you go back to fatherhood.
All right.
Dude, it was great to work with you.
Good to work with you, too.
Awesome, man.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, good luck on the tour.
All right, thanks.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.